to do if this whole dream of yours doesn't work out?
That doesn't even enter my consciousness.
My life is an opera. Look at the Oscars, look at the groupies, the movies, look at the
It's only a matter of time before I'm staring at you from the cover of a Wheaties box.
Flex, flex, now I'm flex. Got cans open, that purple. Got model bitches.
These are facts.
I'm on phone, just sexting.
And what do you plan to do if this whole dream of yours doesn't work
That
out?
doesn't even enter my consciousness.
My life is an opera. Look at the Oscars, look at the groupies, the movies, look at the
It's only a matter of time before I'm staring at you from the cover of a Wheaties box.
Flex, flex, now I'm flex. Got cans open, that purple. Got model bitches.
These are facts.
I'm on phone, just sexting.
And what do you plan to do if this whole dream of yours doesn't work
That
out?
doesn't even enter my consciousness.
My life is an opera. Look at the Oscars, look at the groupies, the movies, look at the
It's only a matter of time before I'm staring at you from the cover of a Wheaties box.
Flex, flex, now I'm flex. Got cans open, that purple. Got model bitches.
These are facts.
I'm on phone, just sexting.
And what do you plan to do if this whole dream of yours doesn't work
That
out?
doesn't even enter my consciousness.
My life is an opera. Look at the Oscars, look at the groupies, the movies, look at the
It's only a matter of time before I'm staring at you from the cover of a Wheaties box.
Flex, flex, now I'm flex. Got cans open, that purple. Got model bitches.
These are facts.
I'm on phone, just sexting.
And what do you plan to do if this whole dream of yours doesn't work
That
out?
doesn't even enter my consciousness.
My life is an opera. Look at the Oscars, look at the groupies, the movies, look at the
It's only a matter of time before I'm staring at you from the cover of a Wheaties box.
Flex, flex, now I'm flex. Got cans open, that purple. Got model bitches.
These are facts.
I'm on phone, just sexting.
And what do you plan to do if this whole dream of yours doesn't work
That
out?
doesn't even enter my consciousness.
My life is an opera. Look at the Oscars, look at the groupies, the movies, look at the
It's only a matter of time before I'm staring at you from the cover of a Wheaties box.
Flex, flex, now I'm flex. Got cans open, that purple. Got model bitches.
These are facts.
I'm on phone, just sexting.
And what do you plan to do if this whole dream of yours doesn't work
That
out?
doesn't even enter my consciousness.
My life is an opera. Look at the Oscars, look at the groupies, the movies, look at the
It's only a matter of time before I'm staring at you.
These are facts. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Gaming Daily Live. Thursday, February 12th, 2 days until Valentine's Day. I hope that you guys got your Pudgy Penguins Valentine's Day gift, made your plans, made your dinner reservations, bought your flowers, figured out what you're going to do to keep your significant other happy. That's what I've been doing. Actually, I got all my plans scheduled yesterday and approved by the girlfriend because she does not like surprises. She needs to know what we're doing, when we're doing it, reservations booked, all of that. So we took care of that. And yeah, feeling good. It's a good Thursday. It's a wild week in the markets. Let's just be honest. Sentiment is all over the place. Prices are down. I'm seeing crazy things across the board. Oh, we're going back up. We're at 66K Bitcoin. That's a good thing to see. You love to see it. You love to see Llama in the chat. We got a bunch to talk about as always. There's always so much happening in crypto gaming, in gaming, on crypto Twitter. I love it. I have so much fun researching all of the topics, preparing them, organizing them, and then coming on stream and hanging out with you guys to talk about them and review them. But we also have a special guest. Finally, we're supposed to, at least, as long as, he doesn't back out last minute. We are having Nick Metzler from Don't Die Game on the show in about 40 minutes to talk about his new game that he just launched on AVAX. I'm super excited about that. He's on a Twitter space right now talking about the game. So he will be primed and ready to tell us everything. Berna just reviewed it and gave it a 7 out of 10. So that's super exciting. With that said, let's just jump into today's show. First off, we got to thank the sponsors that make this show possible. What's going on with this hair? Yeah, my hair is crazy. We're rocking a beanie. I don't know if I can really pull off the car hat beanie, but you know, we're doing it. Carhartt. My sandbox shirt is super wrinkled. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. My Pengu is backwards. Okay. Today's episode is brought to you by Yield Guild Games, by far the best guild in all of crypto gaming, and YGG Play, by far the best publisher in crypto gaming, with games like GigaChad, Lowland, and of course their newest game, Waifu Sweeper. I got all my lucky charms today. Yeah, no, this you can't really see my wolf thing here, but this is like my little wolf pendant. So yeah, we rocking. There we go. Dude, YGG is amazing. They're the best partner that we've ever had. We love them. They're incredible. Lowland just dropped a brand new Waifu Sweeper board to celebrate that partnership and that collaboration. How cool is it when you've got like multiple games? You can just, you know, easily do collabs between your games. It's like a world of waifu. It's kind of like a witches thing. It like gives me like spooky Halloween vibes, which is not like the waifu. I mean, you got your witches waifu down here. Moving on. They also got a Gunny's XP community quest live right now. Be sure to check that out. Of course, we did our Forged in the Feed episode, which was a banger. And they just got game nights happening all of the time. So be sure to check them out. They're always, usually, not always, they're usually on the Gaming Daily website. So you can go check the calendar for all of your YGG updates and things like that. Without further ado, let's just jump into the show because we got to get through all of the news and have time to talk to Mr. Metzler, who I'm very excited about. We go way back. I've known him for a few years now. We played Dead Drop back in the day, and I'm really excited for that conversation. But first, we got to talk about what is happening literally right now. Proof of play. What am I talking about? The state of play. Let me turn the volume down. State of play is going wild right now. We got PlayStation's 2026 state of play. Look at the chat just going crazy. We're actually pretty far behind. So if I zoom in, this is a God of War update. Major. 561,000 people watching this right now. 500,000 people tuning in for PlayStation's state of play. It's literally happening like while I was prepping the show, so we haven't been able to catch up and stay up with everything, but they are on their Twitter account kind of posting the update. So if we give this a quick little refresh, we can probably catch some of the things that they've just posted. X-Men is coming. Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls arrives on PS5 and PC August 6th. Probably a banger trailer right there. Let's be honest. Marathon Server Slam happening for PlayStation Plus members starting February 26th. I think I have PlayStation Plus. I might have canceled it, actually. I love the Server Slams. I got into Arc Raider Server Slam, and it was a banger, and it made me a huge fan of that game. We got Konami with Castlevania, Darwin's Paradox, Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 2, Silent Hill Townfall. Is that a new Silent Hill game? That's exciting. Yeah, we got Castlevania with their trailer. We had Metal Gear Solid. We had high-speed gameplay revealed for Star Wars. Ooh, I did see a little bit of this. Galactic Racer. It looks sick. This looks really sick. It looks like Ascent Rivals. If you guys don't know the crypto game from Ascent Rivals, you got to check them out. King Snooch is a big ambassador, and I think he like officially works with the team. Van Ho is always streaming and playing Ascent Rivals at least once a week. So I'll be curious to see like where the two games stack up. Great games over there. Project Windless. New open world action RPG coming to PS5. Guys, what is this? Oh, this looks sick. Control Resonant. Oh, this looks crazy. Damn. Oh, whoa. That looks sick. That looks crazy. Ghost of Yote Legends releases March 10th on PS5. More revealed for the free multiplayer DLC. We love DLCs. And they kicked off with an announcement of Kenna, Scars of Kazmora, coming to PS5 and PlayStation PC later this year. Banger updates. There's going to be more happening. Maybe we'll try and check back in towards the end of the show, see what else gets released. Listen, give me some PlayStation 6 updates. Give me some Grand Theft Auto 6 updates. Like, give me something, you know. But that's very cool, very exciting. Boot Tops in the building. What is up, my guy, my brother? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. My Pudgy never wants to say looking right. Moving on, guys, we got to talk about the nearly 1,200 Ubisoft workers that are on strike in response to all the things that are happening over there. It's kind of crazy. You know, what else is new? Ubisoft doing Ubisoft things. But good on, good on the workers standing up for what they want, what they demand, what they deserve. Crazy 1,200 staff on strike. That's wild. So this is in relation to the transformation announced by Ubisoft on January 21, aims to open up a new chapter for the group by sustainably strengthening team autonomy and creativity with the creative houses. It's designed to enable what are they doing? What happened? Ubisoft's leadership remains committed to this 3-day international strikes underway and restructuring. What was the restructuring that everyone's mad about? The absurdity of management's decisions. They announced a final round of cost cutting, which included the closure of several studios and that's right, the cancellation of the 6 games. Yeah, that was wild. So the company is continuing its cost reduction and layoff plans. And of course, employees are not happy about it. We are living in the age of AI disruption, and a lot of companies are like tightening the belt and looking at what's coming and just looking at where they are. Gaming has been going through this for a while now. The layoffs, typical kind of gaming industry stuff. But it is still very concerning. If you were here for yesterday's the Something Big article, it's scary. It's scary stuff, man. I think we're going to continue to see a lot more of this. So, congrats to them. Good on them for striking. But what can really be done? We remember the writers' strike, the Writers Guild against Hollywood and a lot of the actors, the Screen Actors Guild Award, not awards, but Screen Actors Guild, like unions speaking out against, AI and just everything that's happening. But I mean, that's the world that we live in. We'll keep monitoring that story. Moving on, an update to yesterday's story. The Clash Royale CEO, Supercell CEO, has issued an apology to Jinxie for failing to credit him for the revival of the game. That was quick. Good on him for the quick turnaround. He says creators like Jinxie return to the game. I don't like how he only shouted out Jinxie, because I found a clip yesterday after the stream of Jinxie saying he's not even mad about him not getting credit. It's more so that the developers were given credit and that other creators weren't given shine. And he named a bunch of the creators who are like diehard, hardcore Clash Royale creators. And so I wish that the CEO watched that video and then shouted out the people that Jinxie was shouting out, because, if you're going to give credit where credit is due, speak to the community, speak to the real people, not just like the one person that is, you're getting flamed about. But this was his post. I got it wrong. I thought he was going to, kind of like deflect a little bit more, being like, oh, we always respect our community or whatever. But no, he said, this was on me. I'm sorry. I failed to acknowledge the role that creators, pro players, and the broader community played in the game's resurgence. That was my mistake. No one else's, so GG's. He does say throughout 2025, we saw creators self-organizing tournaments, celebrating Royale through art and memes, and reminding millions of people around the world why Clash Royale is special. Creators like Jinxie return to the game with incredible passion, investing their own time, money, and energy. And introducing new players. So that's great. Good on him. Nice little update to that story. I checked Jinxie's Twitter. I did not see him say anything or comment on this as far as I know yet. Maybe he'll address it on stream. But yeah, that is that story. Talking about layoffs and fires, Llama, we got to talk about High Guard, man. Oh, will this fit over there? Ooh, I like that. Let me zoom in a little bit, zoom in, move over, pull this up. So apparently, let me zoom out. Oh gosh, it's so hard to get it like exactly the way that I want it. Apparently, most of the High Guard studio has been laid off, says a former dev, and Wildlight, the studio, confirms the cuts. Crazy. Former senior level designer Alex Grainer posted on LinkedIn, unfortunately, along with most of the team at Wildlight, I was laid off today. While the number of people who were laid off has not currently been confirmed, the studio's page states that the size was 50 to 100, 50 to 200 employees, like the size of the company. So, at most, 200 people, employees, or 199. And then the studio said, today we made an incredibly difficult decision to part ways with a number of our team members while keeping a core group of developers to continue innovating on and supporting the game. Grainer, because I saw his post on LinkedIn, he says, this one really stings as there was a lot of unreleased content I was really looking forward to that I and other designers for High Guard won't be able to do. That always sucks. It always sucks when players, developers lose their jobs. It sucks, because we saw them talk about they've been working on this game for 3, 4, 5 years in stealth. They have this big coming out moment, everything that you've worked for the past 5 years at the Game Awards. You shut down the Game Awards and announce the game launch, late January, early February. And then it just falls flat and boom, you're fired. You go from the highest of highs to the lowest of lows. Absolute pain. Never good. We never like to see it. Really tough to see. But there's 2,000 people playing, 3,000 people daily. The game is just down bad. I guess it's been trending down. 13,000, 10,000, 8,000, 5,000. 8,000, 7,000, 5,000, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pain. Their all-time high was 97,000 players on the day of launch, January 26th. And it's just been down from there. Can't really get traction. I do know that the game is being well received. I know that Yin has been playing a bunch, making content around it, onboarding other people. Is the game's fun. It's a great game. Sure, needs some fixes and polish and whatnot, but it's got some really good structure. But unfortunately, it's just not enough. Not enough. And that's really a shame of how the internet can take narratives and just you're dead on arrival. There's nothing you can do. The internet is undefeated, whether they are right or wrong. That's really the power. It's sad. Moving on, today is the 30th anniversary, or yesterday maybe, the 30th anniversary of Diablo. Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. We got a 38-minute anniversary spotlight on YouTube celebrating the game that kicked it all off. Absolute legend, absolute goated, Hall of Fame. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I actually might have to come back and watch this. This looks crazy. We don't even have the audio on.
Amongst demons, found strength in shadow.
Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Very exciting things. And like, they're not stopping, dude. They got a ton of things happening in the ecosystem. Diablo 2 Resurrected Reign of the Warlock was yesterday. April 28th, Diablo 4 Lord of Hatred expansion. In June 2026, Diablo Immortal. Very exciting for all you Diablo fans out there. We got to keep it moving, guys. We got Nick Metzler coming on soon. So we're going to keep going through the news here. We got a lot to talk about, like Arc Raiders. Listen, if you haven't game problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but selling games ain't one. Arc Raiders. Arc Raiders. If you having player retention problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but retaining my player base ain't one. 14 million units sold, averaging 6 million weekly active users. Dude, this game is so great. It's such a great game. It's well deserved. Except for the fact that there's like crazy bugs and glitches in the game right now. I see these like duplication bugs going crazy. Not good. Not good. Not good. We don't like it. That's not what we want to see. It like makes me that kind of thing can kill a game. It's killing the game economy. It demotivates players to play the game, to jump into the game. Like, Arc Raiders, embark. You got to get those glitches under control. Cause man, what a game. I love it. I love it. I love Mount Doji in the YouTube chat. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're well. Hope you're well. Moving on, guys. If you having travel problems, I feel bad for you, son. Cause traveling to Vietnam ain't one. Shout out to Jace the Wizard. You're a wizard, Harry. He is jumping on a plane out to Vietnam. Okay, we're going to talk about Jiho going to Vietnam and Jiho's post, but Jace is like, yo, oh, say word? Oh, we catching flights? Oh, say less. Say less. Catch flights, not feelings. Jace is booking his flight out to Vietnam to meet the team, hang out with the team, spend a few weeks at the studio. Very, very cool. Yeah, Vietnam has the most OG teams outside. Dude, I love Vietnam, man. I lived there for 2 years. I would, if I just wasn't in Thailand, man, this makes me want to go to Vietnam. Not going to lie. The reason Jace is going is because Jiho, big update to the story that we talked about yesterday with Alex Psychout stepping down from his role at Sky Mavis, Ronin, and Axie Infinity. Today, Jiho's is stepping up with the announcement that he is moving back, or he's moved back. Never mind moving. He has moved back to where it all began, Sky Mavis headquarters in Vietnam. He says this move will allow me to be more hands-on and help expedite their efforts as we enter a pivotal period for Axie and Ronin. Wartime generals do wartime shit. Big time players make big time plays. This is why we trust in Jihos. You can say what you want to say about Ronin, about Axie, about Ron, the price, about Sky Mavis. What are you going to say about Jihos? What are you going to say about Jihos? What a freaking G. We have an Axie MMO next playtest coming up. Ronin is getting ready to migrate to Ethereum. Ronin's content is coming into its own, in part because of Jace. It's become clear that the most interesting experiments in digital economies are happening on Ronin. That's right. Craft that narrative, proliferate that narrative. Recently, we've seen many L2s and L1s releasing mainnets to crickets and low adoption. Talk your shit, Jihos. Talk your shit. Yo, brush that dirt off your shoulders, son. Ronin's strategy has always been app-centric and focused on building net new things that the world has never seen. Yo, shots fired, dude. Like, talk your shit. The current generation of winners on Ronin reflects this, and they're also working on new experimental products aimed at bringing the benefits of blockchain to new audiences beyond the existing Ronin crypto community. He says, onward, MFers. Banger post from Jihos. I like it. I'm excited. Dude, he 10 toes down, standing on business. This is officially the JC episode. What you know about me? I don't know. What you know about me? What you know about me? All right, moving on. Warp Chain. Clap it up for the Warp boys. Warp Back to the Future. Warp is now live. They fully sold out their IDO on SE the other day, and they have officially, successfully launched on the Uniswap DEX. $WRP is live. Congratulations to Matthew Buxton and the boys. If we go take a look at the chart, it ain't bad. We got a $38 million FDV. The token is up 4%. We like to see that, with $489,000 in liquidity. No, it's not an L2. Warp is not an L2. Warp is their token and they're publishing. They have nodes. I don't know if they're going to do a chain or not. I know they're called Warp Chain, but I don't know if they're going to do a chain. Went from Jay-Z to Lip Gloss by Lil Mama. What you know about me? What you know about me? My lip gloss is popping. My lip gloss is cool. What's the chicken noodle soup song that she had too? Remember when she crashed the VMA stage with Alicia Keys and Jay-Z? That was awkward. All right, guys, we don't have time to get distracted. We got 15 minutes until Nick Metzler comes on the stage. Listen, congratulations to the Warp boys. They got $112,000 in the USDC liquidity pool paired with a whole bunch of Warp tokens. I got to be honest with you guys. I'm a DeFi guy. I love this shit, but I still don't always understand how it works. And so I was talking to ChatGPT and Claude today. I'm like, how does the market cap work? Explain this to me. How does it work? And we were looking at the liquidity pool and everything. So only 49 transactions, only $7,000 in volume, 31 buys, 18 sells. So not a lot of activity, right? So you have to take this $38 million market cap with a grain of salt, right? And even the $490,000 in liquidity, it's basically based on, this, it's not only the USDC, it's the USDC and Warp, but still $100,000 in the liquidity pool. Not a lot of volume, not a lot of transactions, not a lot of, economic activity, but that's good. We're doing a slow burn here. We're they're going to do their thing. Let the boys cook. Let them cook. Very excited. Congratulations on a successful launch. It didn't get sniped. It didn't get, freaking dumped to heck. So it's the start of a beautiful relationship. Congratulations to the boys. Next up, we got $80,000 in a prize pool for Eve Frontier, their 2026 hackathon. They want you to mod the galaxy. Create mods that extend and interact with Eve Frontier CCP games in development space survival universe. I have a small lisp, so saying all those words is very difficult for me. Okay, don't judge me, all right? It's going to start on March 11th. and go from, you can build from the 11th to the 31st with community voting the first 2 weeks of April, and then the winners announced on April 24th. Very cool. Very exciting. Love to see it. Congratulations, eFrontier. This is how they build, right? Like, yo, build out the mods, bro. Build out the mods. Excited for them. Moving on, Solana, the official Solana account says, hey, yo, enter the graveyard. Hey, all those metas, all those narratives that were dead, nah, we're bringing them back. Speaking about a hackathon, they've got their graveyard hack starting today, where they want you to resurrect dead categories and win prizes across 10 different tracks. They mention GameFi, they mention NFTs, they mention a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, that's too loud. Also, the video was a banger. Shout out to Solana. Like, the video is great. NFT backrooms. Let's see what else they got. DeSci. Whatever happened to DeSci, right? Decentralized science. GameFi. Talk about the GameFi. SocialFi. They want you guys building again. $15,000 to first place. Second is going to get $10,000. Third place, $5K. $45,000 in bounties. Whole bunch of updates there. $75,000 in total prizes. Very, very cool. Shout out to Solana for doing their thing. Moving on, we got to talk about 77-bit. What in the bit is going on with 77-bit and Fanfaron? Fanfagon? Dude, what is this energy today that I have? It's wild. We've been covering this. He gave himself a 77-day challenge to like get profitable. He's like, we have like 300 grand left and we need to ship the game and we are going to prove, that we can do it. It's a tall order. He like was making daily videos of like his updates. It was wild. It was a little wild. It was a little unhinged. We appreciated the energy. Like, yo, call your shot, shoot your shot, like founder mode, lay it all on the line. But at the same time, it was like, brother, unless you're doing all this to like rally sentiment and investment, like you look unhinged and crazy. Marcello in the chat, enjoy your vacation, brother. Look at Marcello, man. What a real one. My guy is on vacation with the love of his life, and he's tuning into Gaming Daily Live. You love to see it. Guys, we got 10 minutes left. We got to get through all this. All right, basically, what is happening? He says, listen, the 77 days is up, and I will step down, but if I step down, then the project dies. So, like, if anyone wants to take it over, then they can. But until someone does that, then I'm going to keep trying to like make, ship the game. He says that the game is currently in audit review for the smart contracts and a whole bunch of stuff and yada, yada, yada. He says he took out a personal loan to keep the game going alive. He's like, that's just where it is right now. He's personally in debt. What does he say here? He's like, I know trust is at an all-time low. I know some of you have written this off. I don't blame you. All I can do is ship, and I intend to. Crazy. We're watching like a train wreck in real time. It's a little wild. It's hard not to be mad at it though. Like, it's hard to be mad at it though. Like, I don't know. I respect the hustle. I respect the tenacity. I respect him laying it all out on the line, as crazy as it looks. Yo, man, it's the crazy people that change the world. So I hope that something good can happen. Yeah, dude, the stream's not on the feed, man. I heard about that. I appreciate you calling that out, man. We down bad over here, man. We down bad. They don't want to see us win. They don't want to see us on the algorithm. Yeah, no, I got nothing. Like, listen, I played the game. I saw them at YGG Play Summit like last year, not this past one, the year before, and the game had a lot of potential. They had a lot of potential. I liked what I was seeing. There was a lot of excitement around it, but the problem was I learned this later. Like, there was a lot of drama and controversy around them from a few years ago, where apparently, allegedly, if I have the story straight, the founder like gambled some of their treasury money away. There was like something sketchy happened. So I don't know, man. This has always been a little bit tainted, which is a shame because the IP looks sick. The game looks sick. And, listen, we just want W's in the space. We can't deal with too many more L's. Shout out to Don't Die in the chat, though. By the way, they're coming on very, very soon. We're going to keep speed running through this news, and then we're going to talk to Nick Metzler. Guys, Warcast, Alpha Alert. Open Loot's new next original IP has been announced, and it's called Warcast. You're going to compete for territory, plan their expansion, and shape outcomes across a shared world map. Kind of sounds like Risk a little bit. I don't know. Warcast sounds cool. Sweet domain, warcast.com. Open Loot doing open loot things. Hard to fade Open Loot. The boys are back. The boys are doing their things. I haven't really kept up with them in a while, but yeah, there's your Open Loot alpha for the day. Wildcard. We talked about this yesterday. They officially made their Twitter post. Yesterday we were reporting on the Discord update. It looks like they posted it literally when we went live last night. I guess I should have checked their Twitter on stream, but like we talked about yesterday, their season 1 battle pass is going live today. Oh, it's going live today, Thursday, February 12th, 12 p.m. EST. Guys, how do you announce this and then do it 12 hours later? It's wild. But very cool. Very cool. $25 battle pass. Get in there, compete in their season 1, which is going to run about 12 weeks with ranked events, a full season leaderboard, whole bunch of fun, exciting things. So GG's to Wildcard. Moving on, Off the Grid dropped their new content pack. The Rockstar is live from Teardrop. Looks like, who does that look like? Looks like a bunch of people. Why does that look like the guy from Karate Kid? And what was the reboot of Karate Kid? Cobra Kai? Johnny from Cobra Kai. I also saw them memeing Machine Gun Kelly. That's pretty funny. New content pack. Go get your skins. Go get your skins. Play Off the Grid. Moving on, Fishing Frenzy. I think that we talked about this. Their Lunar New Year event is live. 200,000 fish tokens in the prize pool. The event is going to run for 2 weeks. I just have to say, this is the most beautiful pixel game. I just love this. Billy Idol, yeah, that's a good one. Look at the fireworks. Tell me you have seen more beautiful fireworks. You can't. Look at this. It looks so good. Their IP is so good. Oh, it's so gorgeous. It deserves more love. It's so culturally relevant and specific, and oh my gosh, dude, I love Fishing Frenzy. I love them. Might and Magic Fates early access February 16th. Very, very exciting. Wishlist on Steam. Aren't they available on mobile right now? I think they're out on mobile. Oh, it's PC players. Yeah, it says it right there. Duh, icy. PC players early access February 16th is coming. You can wishlist the game right now on Steam. Big shout out to Might and Magic Fates. Very exciting, very exciting. I would probably play on PC. I'd probably play more on PC than I would on mobile. Unless maybe I could download it on my iPad. Just like little iPad Might and Magic Fates on the side. That'd be good. FIFA Rivals. Pillars is live. We've been talking about this event from FIFA Rivals. It is now here. We got a new season, new players, new rewards, stronger foundations to build your squad. I don't play FIFA Rivals. I'm not really interested, I'll be honest. But we champion our great games, right? FIFA Rivals, NFL Rivals, mythical games, Pudgy Party, Pudgy Party, shout out Marcello, So if you're a soccer fan, go check out FIFA Rivals. And if you're a football fan, just kidding, this is also a soccer update. Football.fun Season 5 is now live with the Season 4 rewards coming tomorrow. Back to work. I don't play this game either. I play Arc Raiders. And I'm about to play Don't Die. We'll see. Will I die in Don't Die? Well, stick around. Stay tuned to find out. But Season 5 is here. Football.fun doing Football.fun things. They've been crushing it for quite a while. So, they are going to be going to market in a pretty big way, and we get to witness it. Like I tweeted out earlier today, 2026 is a make it or break it year for crypto gaming. And, one of the ways that we make it is through the success of games like Football.fun, like Wildcard, like Project O, like Cambria. There's not that many, like Eve Frontier. There's not that many, but games, indie games like Fishing Frenzy and Don't Die. So we got to follow this stuff. We got to track it in real time. I think our last story before we bring on we got two more before we bring on Mr. Metzler, in just a minute here. Knife Wars, WAGME Games. Shout out to WAGME. We're all going to make it. The boys, Scott Herman and Ian, they got their Knife Wars #1 comic available for pre-order. I don't know what this is because they have other comics. So is this like a new, not like a new, but like a different storyline, a different I don't know, character comic in their lore. I'm not exactly sure. Or is this like the official first one? I have Knife War comics, like physical ones. I have them right over here. But the pre-orders are here. So nice content filler comic from a games team. Oh, dude, listen, say what you want to say. Say what you want to say. I've always respected WAGME Games for building their lore, leading with story. Literally, let me show you. 1 second. Let me show you. Guys, I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. I literally have their Knife Wars comic right here. And then I got a bunch of Shrapnel comics, which I read, but Shrapnel's, we all know how Shrapnel is. Dude, these comics were sick though, man. But no, I got Knife Wars right here. So this is The Betrayal, the WAGME Defense Chronicles, ETH Denver 2023. Major. But now we got Knife Wars. We got Knife Wars #1. So if you want to support, they got dope ass trailers. They got dope ass comics. Not comic, like anime. They got like a short series anime. They do a lot of things to build out their IP. You can't be mad at it. So go support the boys if that's your style of game. Ave Forge. Ave Forge went live yesterday or the day before. We were supposed to have AZ, the founder, on. He couldn't make it. We're going to have him on probably next week. They got their Genesis NFTs on OpenSea coming on the 18th. 6 days from now. I like how they go first with the game launch and then come with the NFTs. I like that. I like that. Can we do that more? Can we do that more? There is no mint, whatever that means. I don't know. I'm not going to read this right now. We can maybe talk to AZ about that, but very cool. Yeah, it should have been done in the first place, right? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. All right, guys, let's check back in on PlayStation real quick. Let's see if anything crazy got announced, and then we can bring on Mr. Metzla. PlayStation Plus game catalog lineup for February includes Marvel Spider-Man 2, Test Drive, Neva, Season A, Letter to the Future, Silent Hill Townfall, first-person gameplay, and a new State of Play trailer. Ooh. Yeah, it might be some time. It might be time for some more Silent Hill. Free co-op mode comes to Ghost of Yotai. Marathon. Oh, we already covered all this. Why is Sam talking about the God of War movie? God of War. I missed it. The God of War movie is going to make or break my faith in Sony for a decade. Okay, I don't see this God of War movie update. Am I missing something? I agree with Sam. Dude, there's no possible way that you can make a bad, like you can't allow yourself to make a bad God of War movie. Like, yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to go be right back. We're going to bring Nick Metzler on the stream, talk about Don't Die Game. I'm very excited about this. Of course, if you haven't seen the Twitter profile, it is here. Guys, we'll be right back in like 1-2 minutes. Hang out, enjoy some Marty Supreme, and don't go anywhere.
These are facts. And what do you plan to do if
It took
this
me
whole
far
dream
too
of
long
yours
to get
doesn't
that
work out?
starting soon out of
enter
there.
my consciousness.
I'm sorry.
It's only a matter of time before I'm staring at you from the cover of a Wheaties box.
These are facts. And what do you plan to do if this whole dream of yours doesn't work
That
out?
doesn't even enter my consciousness.
It's only a matter of time before I'm staring at you from the cover of a Wheaties box.
These are facts. And what do you plan to do if this whole dream of yours doesn't work
That
out?
doesn't even enter my consciousness.
It's only a matter of time before I'm staring at you from the cover of a Wheaties box.
These are facts. And what do you plan to do if this whole dream of yours doesn't work
That
out?
doesn't even enter my consciousness.
It's only a matter of time before I'm staring at you from the cover of a Wheaties box.
These are facts. And what do you plan to do if this whole dream of yours doesn't work
That
out?
doesn't even enter my consciousness.
It's
Okay, are we here? Are we here? We're here. We're live.
Woo!
Mr. Nick
What's good, everybody?
Metzler, welcome to Gaming Daily Live, man. You've had a day, man. You were on the AVAC space earlier. You've been having a week. I saw you on Van Ho and Luana's Biddle mode. Welcome to Gaming Daily Live, man. How you doing?
Super pumped to be here, Icy. I've been following your journey for a really long time. I know the first time that we chatted, it was actually with Dr. Disrespect's game. We were on a stream together and we were shooting the shit.
Yeah,
it
well, that was
great.
the first time we did content, but
Yeah,
do you
yeah,
remember
yeah.
the first time we met?
Was it GDC?
It was NFT. It was either GDC or NFT NYC. There was,
Might have been
I
that.
think it was an immutable mixer. And I don't know, man. We just, you had the
That's
blue
all
hair
right.
back then, man. I thought
Yeah.
I thought you were Ninja for a second. I was like, yo, what's going on? What's going on
I
over
dressed
here?
up as Ninja for Halloween one year because everybody kept comparing me. It was a blast. Loved it.
Yeah,
I
man.
liked the blue hair a lot. It was fun.
Where do we even start, man? No, we go back, which has been really awesome. Like, I think I always try to talk about this, just being in the space and building alongside other, creators, builders, founders, people who are like dedicated to crypto gaming, and passionate about, trying to do something positive here for the right reasons, and are crazy enough to stick it out like year after year. It just speaks volumes. And you absolutely fall in that category, because that was like 2023, that event. So really, really a pleasure to see you continue building. We could go down a lot of different lanes, but I mean, like, for anyone, I got my audience here who may not be familiar with Nick Metzler. So maybe give them like the 30-second, elevator pitch background. You went from designing games and got into crypto and all that stuff. And then we'll talk about Don't Die, your newest game on AVAX.
Yeah, thanks for the intro there. I feel like it's been interesting. I've been in Web3 gaming for a long time, but I've always been behind the scenes, and I've always been just behind the scenes. I worked with a lot of founders for Web3 gaming, and I helped shape a lot of the mentality and the business models behind it. The tricky part is, a lot of the models that I worked on, they never ended up coming to market. So it was like I never got to see the reaction to the market, and that's such an important piece. So yeah, a little quick intro about myself. I've been a game designer for literally my entire life, since I was the age of 4. It's the only thing that I've done. I'm a complete addict to games. I can't help myself, and I've designed games in every medium known to man. I've done board games, card games, reality show challenges, escape rooms, murder mysteries, theme park ride gamification, social games, deception games, political games, all sorts of games, right? And then, I was in board games for about 7 years, and then I switched into, I quit my job, and I was trying to figure out what I was going to do next. I wanted to go into video game design for economy design and monetization. I thought it was a really interesting field, and it paired well with a lot of my mentality and my desires. And right around that time was when Axie Infinity showed up, and they blew up. And for me, that was a real watershed moment. This could be the future of work. This could be something really interesting. So I went deep into it. And by going deep, I started to realize that there were cracks underneath the surface. And I said, you know what? It would be really cool to put out an on-chain game ASAP. So I found a team of cybersecurity developers that were down in Miami, and we brought a game on-chain to Ethereum mainnet in 6 months, which, the quality was questionable, but it was an incredible experience. And then I leveraged that experience to jump into Framework Ventures, where I was their in-house tokenomics and governance designer. I reviewed a lot of the upcoming games, revealed that, there was a lot more issues. A lot of founders didn't really know what they were doing. So I spun off and started my own firm called Win-Win. We helped a lot of the top Web3 gaming teams in the space. In addition, I'm not going to claim that we really helped Eve Frontier a lot, but I wrote their white paper, so I feel like we helped commercialize their vision a little bit. We helped a lot of the teams, including like Moonfrost and Fanfaron's 77-bit. I was in deep with Chris Heatherly on Mystery Society. We worked with Burn Ghost as well. There was just a ton of really high quality games and high quality founders that we were working with, but unfortunately, mostly because of funding issues, a lot of these games didn't make it to market. And I had this vision of what I thought Web3 gaming could be. And for the most part, it didn't immediately involve a token. And that flew in the face of everything that Web3 gaming was about, especially based on the funding mechanisms that existed because of VC. And I knew for a fact that if I went down this path, I was never going to get VC funding, because this wasn't a VC backable game. And so the only way that we could do it was if we bootstrapped it or if we got a grant. And Avalanche was able to give us a grant to build Don't Die. So the entire game was built on 100K in 9 months with a single dev. And so we are super thrilled to show off Don't Die, to show off what is actually possible with a very slim budget. You can create something magical. And yeah, we are really, really excited about debuting Don't Die. This is the first time that we're really revealing it as a free-to-play. We've had 2 playtests so far, and basically every 6 weeks we're shipping a huge new update that just takes it to a new echelon. And we're here. On the 23rd, we're doing our first Season 1 tournament. It starts with a 5K prize pool, and 80% of anything sold on the NFTs go directly into the prize pool. We're giving as much back to the community as possible. We're going to keep growing it from there.
Mic drop, dude. Amazing. That was a banger.
Thanks for joining, everybody.
Yeah. Bye, Jim. All right, guys. Good. We'll be back tomorrow. Wow, so much there. I don't want to. I want to double click into all of it, but we don't have. We would be here for 3 hours. It's just I want to talk more about the game, but before we do, I just want to underscore a few of the things that you said. First of all, absolute incredible resume. I feel like we got the man behind the curtain, like the Wizard of Oz is here, like helping all of these games. Literally wrote the Eve Frontier white paper, and I think you told me that maybe like Token Singapore last year, and I was like, oh damn, dude, that's sick, that's crazy, that's amazing.
It's funny, I wrote it the week prior to that. I was I was traveling Cambodia, and it was in between KPW and Singapore, and they were like, we got to get this done. I was like, yeah, I know. So yeah, we wrote the whole thing really, really quickly.
Well, hopefully that's a good thing. But
it's a great thing.
Literally, the man behind, working with so many games in the trenches, thinking deeply about this, committed to, pushing the space forward and all that stuff. So I want to maybe there's 3 quick overall questions. Just going back to your experience as a game designer, the first question I want to ask is what is the one thing, I know there's a million, but for yourself as a game designer, what is the number one thing in game design that makes a great game or makes a fun game, or you as a designer, when you're, sitting down, tackling that problem, what is, that principle or philosophy that you have or have found that you think makes a great game?
Hope and agency. That's super, super key. Because when you're a new player, if you don't have hope that you can win, you're not going to continue playing. And if you don't feel like you have agency in the game, that your decisions matter, then why is it a game?
I love that. Straight to the point with a great answer. That that resonates in my soul, because this is why I keep, loading back into Stella Montis lobbies and Arc Raiders. It's I hope, I have the agency and I hope I can win. And sometimes we do, and other times we don't. And then I've been on stream talking about it recently. I love Off the Grid, but I just have no hope that I can even play well at all in that game. And getting destroyed is soul crushing, and that's why I don't load in that much anymore. Love that. The second question that I had for you was, shout out to CG777 in the chat, legend. Appreciate you. We got to get you on the stream, CG. Your open invite. Man, I love what you said about being behind the scenes, working with so many projects, being frustrated about it not coming to fruition, or maybe not being in control of certain decisions. And it's I've found myself feeling the same thing many times in crypto gaming. It's if you want something done, you're gonna have to do it yourself.
Gotta do it yourself. So thank you for bringing up Great Gaming Daily, because your program rocks, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
The way you disseminate the information on a daily basis is phenomenal. It's super digestible.
Thank you, man. That means a lot. We love doing it, right? This is what we love doing. Always your passion for game design is always striking. So, this is a super, not to open up Pandora's box and a huge can of worms, but just, broadly speaking, from your perspective and opinion, what has crypto gaming got wrong, the past few years, and what does it need, to get right?
Yeah, I think crypto gaming really followed a pretty logical arc, to be honest. First was, how do we put everything on chain? And that was really what Axie started. They took everything that was a main mechanic in regular Web 2 gaming, they put it on chain. They did a premium currency, they did a soft currency, they did all the items, they did the gameplay, throw it all on chain, see what happens, right? It was a really good experiment. And the next wave was really okay, what if we were trying to build an entire nation, an MMO, an economy on chain? Again, that was a very logical next step. The piece after that was, how do we figure out publishing and make sure that distribution is on chain? But I think the thread with all of these games and the games that are actually successful was some knowledge that there requires risk to result in reward. And there's no such thing as free rewards, because the money doesn't come from thin air. It comes from somewhere. Yeah. Every time. So yeah, I would say that that's a really strong trend.
I love it. I love that. I love that. I guess I forgot my third question. It's funny because I just did this to a friend and he was like, that's the problem with having 3 questions, because you always...
All right, I'll keep talking a little bit about that, what crypto gaming got wrong.
Sure, yeah. What else did we get wrong?
Yeah. It was tough because the main focus was always on the token. And it was kind of required, mostly because every VC only was giving funding if there was a token warrant involved. And so there's a lot of pressure to launch a token. Yeah. I know this because I was in business helping teams figure out what to do with their token. Right. So I saw it all firsthand. I was also a VC, so I saw that side of it too. And frankly, you can't blame the VCs. Like, the VCs had every incentive to have a token launch, especially because of the DeFi boom. But the reality is DeFi protocols and gaming teams, a completely different business model. Oftentimes, a DeFi team can survive with 1 or 2 or 3 developers, and then it can run in perpetuity. Whereas in games, you need 20, 30, 50 person teams, multidisciplinary, and then do constant live ops. And even then you're in a field that's completely saturated. And it's just it's a tough business. It's a really different industry. DeFi protocols, every single transaction can take a cut because it's financial in nature. You're willing to do these high value trades. Whereas in games, it's entertainment. It's a luxury purchase for the most part. And so it's just a different business model. And I think there was a mindset that we could have the same DeFi returns as GameFi. And when you put liquid tokens, liquid assets up against each other, as an investor, you're going to pick the one that has the better opportunity. And frankly, that better opportunity was DeFi. Or in this case now, we had gold, right? So when you're in the investment space like that, you're always going to go towards the top opportunity. And frankly, games are a difficult business. They only have a 5% profitability rate in Web 2, 70 games launched per day. Like, it's a really hard business to do it. So if you're making a game, you got to do it for the love of it. And I think there's not a lot of opportunity for crypto gaming in the future. It's not going away. It really is inevitable. But I think the short-term inevitability is probably stablecoins and payments across borders, because that's honestly, crypto is a financial revolution. And that's the biggest area of improvement for crypto, or for gaming.
Yeah, it's so true. Thank you for laying it out like that, because again, your breadth of experience on all sides of the spectrum is really, really valuable. So I appreciate that. For me, it is easy in the short term, or to be short-sighted and to be frustrated at the state of the industry. But the truth is, we're looking at such a small sample size of time. It's only been a few years, and
we had one cycle.
Sense. Yeah, it's been
one cycle
right?
of innovation.
And the thesis made sense. It makes sense. Gaming is massive, and crypto gaming can work, and VCs invest in a bunch of these things, and we're trying to figure it out, build the plane as we're flying. And of course, we found 10,000 ways not to make a light bulb, not to launch a crypto token.
But at the same time, we have a working model now, which is great. Everybody's saying crypto gaming is dead. It's not, though. It's been working for the past several months. We have examples of it happening. On-chain Heroes, Maze of Gains, Wolf Game, Cave Game, incredible. Fishing Frenzy, amazing. Cambria, Dual Arena, they got it. Gigaverse, they're crushing it. Yeah. These games are all working, and guess what they have in common? Risk to earn. That's it.
Okay, so let's double click into that, and then we can get into Don't Die, because I think that you're building on that model. Why is that model working? How do the economics and the game design and everything, like finding that product market fit right now? Like what intrinsically makes it work?
Yeah, I think it focuses in on what makes crypto different than any other video game. Like, you can't really have risk to earn in Web 2 because it's just a nightmare for all the payments, especially globally. Whereas crypto rails, it's instant. You can deal with nano payments rather than credit card payments. Like, for example, if you're going to do a credit card payment, you have to deal with chargebacks. You also have to deal with a 30-cent fee on every dollar spent, which is, it makes it impossible to do small payments. So, I really think the innovation there is having the ability to do small or large payments, having payouts happen instantly and transparently. You have modability, which is huge. That's a huge trend that's not going to go away. The ability for anybody to come in and help contribute to the game and then be able to get some revenue stream, some royalty if your mod is successful. I think that is a massive, massive opportunity that is currently underserved. So it's going to happen. There will be a Web3 MMO Roblox type thing, but it's not there yet because it's really hard to build. Yeah. You got to start like something like Gigaverse or like Fishing Frenzy, where you start a little bit small and you have this big vision and you'll grow into that over time. I wouldn't be surprised if the game that is going to become the Roblox or the Fortnite is already operating and is already profitable in crypto.
Man, you're making me bullish, Nick. This is what I needed to hear on Thursday, February 12th of 2026 with 66K Bitcoin, man. Okay, let's talk about Don't Die, man. So quick little backstory. I think you posted your video. It was like a 2-minute video. You're like, I am making a game. And I loved it. It was so cool. It was back in like maybe May or June, sometime middle of last year, something like that.
Yeah.
And
something like that.
You're like shooting your shot. You're like, I'm here. I've been doing all this stuff, but now's the time. I'm making my own game. And you built in public. You were given, regular updates. And it was really fun and exciting to watch. Like, we covered it on Gaming Daily because, we love you and we loved like that energy from founders and everything like that. So, and just the content was good. And, here we are 7, 8, 9 months later. Don't Die is here. You've been building on AVAX. You got the $100,000 grant. Tell us about Don't Die, how it works, how it's designed. I'm going to pull it up here as well. We'll share it on stream. If you guys haven't seen Don't Die yet, you have not been watching my shows, and you have not been on crypto Twitter, because the game and gameplay has been all over my feed. Congratulations, Berna just rated it 7 out of 10. Which for Berna, that's a really great score.
The ironic part is he only played the tutorial. Yeah, and so he was like, yeah, it's really easy. And it's like, well, yeah, that was designed to give you a win. Yeah. So I honestly think he would pump it up to like an 8 or 9 if he plays the full thing. So we're talking with him in the background. We're trying to get him to jump back in. But it's, Don't Die is risk gamified. And you start to realize that the more you play it, every single decision in the game has an element of risk. And this was inspired by a lot of board game design. In board games, one of the critical rules of board game design is have interesting decisions at every point in time. And so I made the entire game around a series of decisions. I wanted to make sure that you were having agency and had strategy on every single piece. And so what Don't Die is it is risk gamified, but it's a roguelike played with dice. And roguelikes, as you guys know, it's a solo strategy experience played over the course of several battles, known as a run. And then after every battle, you get a upgrade. And in the upgrades in our game, you get to add a face to one of your dice. So you go from a 4-sided die into a 5-sided die, which fundamentally changes the luck of that die. And so you're constantly assessing, is it smart to add another face to your die because it increases the power output of your die, but it decreases your consistency and luck. There's a really fun clash there, a balance that you're trying to match. And then the other really cool X factor here is because we know that there is no agency in the auto battler portion of the game. The battles are auto battler and they're played with dice. And so, yes, there is luck there, but you're building your own luck in the game. And when you have luck, you also have a bell curve of possibilities of what could happen. And in this game, if you have a bad battle and you realize it, you can rewind time using a consumable in the game called time crystals to play the battle again with different luck. And maybe you'll end up on a different part of that bell curve. And so the game really is asking you to understand how you played and how your battle went in the context of your build that is completely unique to you the first time you're seeing it. I think there's something really special about that and super addictive. So what you're seeing on the screen right here, I'll narrate it really quickly.
Yeah, please.
This is an obelisk battle. It's one of the hardest battles in the game. And you're about to see me go really close to death.
Oh, 1 HP
And
in
I
a dream.
1 HP. So there's an item in the game. It's a really powerful item called the Idol of Immunity. And the first time you would have died in a battle, you retain 1 health and survive. And that saved the frickin' run. And you get a ton of points if you survive with 1 health left. So there's a whole like meta strategy around it. It's a blast.
Okay, I love that. Is
Great-
this a little
great
time
moments.
clock right there, or the pendant, or we're not seeing the what was it? The medal of
The Idol of Immunity.
Idol of
So it
Immunity.
pops up on the far right near the flames.
Okay.
So when he hits me, you see it pop up. But it's super short. You really only notice that when you're playing because you know it's there. We wanted to make sure that the UI was super clean.
Very cool. Yeah, no.
The things, yeah,
super
right there.
smooth.
Yeah, right there. So when it hits you, it pops up and says, "Hey, this thing saved you," right? The things that you're seeing on the character, these are stickers. These are the cosmetics in the game.
Yeah, I just noticed the AVAX logo on the helmet there.
Isn't that sick? So yeah, you can earn these in the game, and in the tournament mode, stickers actually increase your loot multiple. So the cooler you look, the more your NFT is worth.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, no, so let's talk
this
about
is
that
really
real quick
important.
because I did see a lot of like game Easter eggs and collaborations. We saw Giga Juice in there. I think I saw some like other NFT IP in there. Can you talk about that? Like what went into that?
Yeah, for sure. So we're a big believer in Web3 culture and the blending of Web3 within each individual game and the communities there. So
You're
frankly,
really
we want
nice.
to represent
What does everyone
Web3
do?
in a
Okay.
really positive light. We want to go to Web 2 and we want to continue promoting Web3 culture. I think there's a lot of really great stuff here. That said, we're still seeking approval on some of these things. So we can swap these out really, really easily. We can change a couple colors and we can change the icons. If we don't get approval, that's okay. We'll swap it out. We have approval on about half of it already. But if we don't get approval on everything, we will swap it. We have alternatives for everything here. But we would love to include a lot of Web3 culture into the game. We think it's a really important aspect of the game, just because it promotes the Web3 culture in the first place. Like, I would love it if people found out about other Web3 games and other Web3 IP through our game. That would be so cool to me. So that's the dream, ultimately.
I love that, man. I mean, I agree. Yeah, we just saw the ETH lizards right there, which is super cool.
Yeah, we love it. It's the RIP, honestly.
Yeah. Anyways, we love them. Animositas, we love you. Lems, we love you. I don't know. I feel like nothing's ever dead in crypto. You know, it's like crypto loves
Talking back
nothing
to
more
the
than a
graveyard, the
backstory.
Solana graveyard. I mean, that speaks directly to it.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
nothing is ever dead.
Exactly.
And that's, it speaks to don't die. It's
Yeah,
the idea that
let's go.
we don't want any of this to die. We can continue it. We can continue, being the torchbearer on it.
Yeah. So I want to jump back. I want to understand a little bit more of the game. So it's a turn-based auto battler. You have the whole randomness designed in with the dice, which I think is a really cool component because it kind of affects like the build of your warrior or whatnot. And it kind of you go on this quest, right? You have to kind of go up this, I don't know, this path where there's different.
Yep.
I was playing a few matches. I went through the tutorial, and there's different events that you might roll where you either get into a battle or maybe you get into some loot, and then you work your way through the path to the boss battle, and then I presume that maybe there's other paths and boss battles and things like that, which is really cool and compelling. But I don't know. Can you maybe, without going into the mechanics of the game, like at a high level, describe the concept, like why someone should play it and what they would expect, the lore or like why, the fun aspect of the game of like, what would be your 30-second elevator pitch of Don't Die?
Yeah, I would say the most fun aspect of this is mitigating your luck. And I think there's a lot of really fun elements there. The other piece is building incredible game-breaking combos. Some of the most fun strategy games have to deal with breaking the limits of the game, and that is certainly possible with Don't Die. It's amazing what some of our players are able to achieve from a points standpoint. And there's something really fun about crafting the ultimate perfect build that was insanely lucky, and all of the, it was like a 0.00001% chance of you getting all of those things on the right dice in the right order, triggering on the right battle, have this monumental bonanza point gains, and it's super, super fun on that front. So if you like building combos and unique combos and having something different every single time and having that insanely high opportunity for being able to shoot the moon, this is definitely the game for you. In addition, if you want to try and 10x your money in 30 minutes or less, this is a really good game for you as well. We think there's a lot of fun in that, and I wanted to make sure that there's a deep amount of strategy in the game. Like, it looks simple on the outset, and I think this is something that Berna was talking about too, where it feels simple. It feels relatively intuitive. Yeah, there's a couple rough edges here and there. However, you can kind of get it. You kind of get it without any words, any instructions whatsoever. You're just thrown into the game and you start learning it over time. And I think there's something really fun about that.
I love that, and I want to double click into the 10xing your money in a second. But before we get there, like, tell me more about, I guess, is there a deeper lore or like backstory behind the game of like, okay, we're going through these boss battles. How many boss battles are there? Is it just about like, is it kind of this arcade style game where you put your quarter in and you do your runs and see, what happens at the end? Or is there like a progression system where you're going to like level up and, acquire stronger dice? I know you can upgrade them. I don't know if those upgrades stay with you round after round and then you become like super strong. Like, talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, sure. So first off, the lore, there is lore in this game. It's just hidden. It's woven into the experience right now, and you can kind of see inklings of it right now, but it does still feel pretty random and sporadic. Like, what are all these enemies doing here, and how do they all connect? How does it make sense in context with each other? And yeah, they have the same art style, but what is linking them all together? And frankly, that reveal won't happen for a while. We're going to keep breadcrumbing little bits and pieces of the lore. And then once you see the full picture, it'll be like, oh, wow, this is really actually quite cool. So we've been planning it for a while. There is a thread that links everything together, but it hasn't been fully revealed yet. In terms of how the gameplay and progression actually works, it is a traditional roguelike. So you will start the same every single run. And I think there's something really fun about that because every run is different. And when you die, your death is meaningful because you're never going to see that run ever again, ever. So it's different from a roguelite. A roguelite is when you have progression over time and you're getting, the strength increase, and you always have a power curve as well that increases with it. A roguelike just gives you the entire sandbox right away. And I really like that. I think there's something really fun about that. That said, we do have plans for additional content and live ops and things like that. We're probably going to have a daily challenge that rotates or maybe shifts the rules slightly. We can introduce new bad guys at any point in time. We can add new dice faces, which would definitely change the meta. We can tweak the points scoring as well, which again would definitely change the meta. We will have a battle pass too, so it gives you rewards over time. These rewards typically will assist you in the tournament. So of course we're trying to push more people to the tournament because that's where you can 10x your money and it will feel really, really fun. So yeah, we have all of those things coming. We wanted to ship with the minimum viable product, and yeah, we've done that. In October, we had just chapter 1. That was the only thing that existed. We had no animation whatsoever. It was frankly a pretty bare bones experience. By December, we added an entire another chapter. So that was 8 weeks later. We had we doubled the length of the game in 8 weeks. We added an additional like 30 different sides into the game. And we added a little bit of animations, and then 6 weeks later, we are releasing this one with a lot of polish and the full metagame on top of it. So that's the battle pass and the questing, as well as account progression. And we've got a full trailer coming out in 2 days, which is going to be really exciting.
Oh.
And then we have the tournament happening on the 23rd. So all of the on-chain components are being put online. After that point, the development becomes really easy because we made it through most of the hard parts. We built the base, we built the backend infrastructure, we made sure it's all running on crypto rails and is secure. And so adding chapter 3 is actually going to be relatively easy. It'll just take, putting the characters in. We already have the art for it. And then playtesting, making sure it's balanced. And so we'll roll that out probably relatively soon. We've got additional features that are coming in, maybe a secret level. So we've got some fun stuff coming, and then we're going to make sure that we're revamping on live ops and making sure that our retention is really, really strong, that our tutorial is really strong, because frankly, it's not yet. And then once we get to that point, we're going to try and grow through Web 2. So we're going to reach out to a bunch of streamers and try to grow through that method. So we've got a very clear, defined roadmap, a clear vision about what we're trying to do here. But at the end of the day, we got to make sure that we're making money. And that is super important on 2 levels. Number one, we need to hit strategists who love the game, who play deeply, who monetize deeply. We also need the casual players, because the casual players is what creates the breadth. And that's our top of funnel. So if we're losing casual players on the first experience because they feel like it's too hard, then we need to make the experience better. And that was the thing that we noticed in December versus what's happening now. In December, we lost a lot of the casual players because they felt like it was too hard. They felt like it was too competitive. And so we added that first tutorial experience. That was completely new, where the tutorial does end after the first mini boss. And we've gotten a decent amount of confusion being like, wait, is the game over? So we're working on messaging for that. It wasn't only Berna that had that confusion. We've had it a couple times. So again, this is one of those things about building live. You're literally seeing it come to life. And we are quite literally counting days for development process, because it's a single dev. It's a single dev that built this entire thing. And the dude is amazing. He's absolutely amazing. His name is Quan. So behind the scenes, I'm working with a company called Anomaly. They've been in the space for a while. They've made games on most chains. Their Web3 infrastructure is widely used. So Longdo has been in the industry for a really, really long time. He was one of the original guys at Zedrun. So like he's got a ton of history in the space. So we're working with Anomaly to bring this game to life.
Incredible, man. I mean, there's so much there. Like this is, if we're on a Twitter space, this is the part where the host is like, alpha drop. Wait, did you catch that? Alpha, there's so much alpha there. Dude, incredible. Very, very exciting. Congratulations once again. Listen, like 2 things. One, you can tell that a game designer who knows what they're doing designed this game, because it feels great. It looks great. Like it has that polish at this stage, right? And you went through that process of, December, needing some fixes and whatnot, and launching with like something that you're proud of. And I can come in and like the branding, the name, so far the first time user experience is very positive. For Berna to even get through the first tutorial and give it a 7, because he doesn't hold punches. So even
Sure.
with that is significant. So 1, it's just like speaks to someone like knowing what they're doing. And then 2, everything that you just said about your journey and process of designing it, again, speaks to someone. It's just like what we hope to see from the game developers. Like, the past few years, a lot of people and great people with great intentions. I'm not saying anything negative, but they say the right things. But then sometimes the result is not where it doesn't match up. Right. And I think that you've made something really great, and you have like a proper head on your shoulders. Like the adults are in the room that who know how to make games and try to bring them to market. So very,
Thanks,
very
Isaac.
exciting.
The funny part is, I'll touch on 2 things you just said there. This is actually my first video game. I've never actually made a video game before, so I was really, really excited to actually bring this to market, and I'm so thrilled at the reception that it's getting. It's been a dream. And then the second piece, I think one of the reasons that this is doing well is it kind of speaks to what crypto gamers actually like, which is risk management. And they do this constantly when they're assessing investment opportunities. The real game of crypto gaming is, how do I exit with more profit than I came in with? And the game Don't Die was built to support that in every single way possible, but also give you the tools and the agency to know if the risks that you're taking is a really good decision. And that's emblematic in the name as well as the decision points that you have in the tournament. In the tournament, there's 4 different checkpoints that you can reach. And you can stop at any one of the checkpoints, because if you feel like your run doesn't have what it takes to make it to the next one, you feel like you're going to die before the next one, you should stop.
Yeah.
And that's okay, because there's a dedicated prize pool at each individual checkpoint. So you still can win. In addition, anybody can win this game. You don't need to be the best at the game to win. And this is unique to our tournament structure prize payout. It's a little hard to describe, so I'm going to do it really, really fast.
Yeah, please.
Each individual checkpoint has its own prize pool. 50% of that prize pool is given out to the ranked leaderboard positions at that checkpoint, and it goes until it runs out. And then the remaining 50% is given out randomly to the rest of the people that are at that checkpoint, but your score is your odds of getting picked to be a winner. So the better your score is, the more likely you are to win. And this means even if you're a first-time player who has no idea what they're doing, you still can win as long as you decide to stop at one of the checkpoints. So if you don't win, if you die, it's because you decided not to stop. And I think there's something really enticing about that, because you, as a new player, you have the shot to win at all points in time. But you can increase your odds by playing better, by playing more intelligently. You have that hope.
That's not to like make a crazy like parallel, but like, you know, it as you describe that, I think of my experience playing Arc Raiders, which is an extraction shooter. Like, you have the choice, like you can go to the extraction, maybe you can extract now, or maybe you stay in the game longer and risk it for the biscuit, which is super cool. And that's like where that experience, like you said, that hope and that autonomy and agency is what it's all about. That's what makes the player addicted and, you know, stick in with that retention loop. You're also describing things that make me, two ideas came to mind. It almost feels like poker in a way, with like the tournament kind of style, and anybody can win. And like, yes, there's a skill factor, but there's also a luck factor, a randomness factor built in. So, you know, you continue to get, the dopamine, but also the reward and fulfillment when you make a great play, but also the excitement of like coming close and either winning or losing, which is really good. And tournaments have different payouts, so, you know, multiple people can win, and, you know, it kind of all goes into your EV, which again, the parallels or overlap with crypto and gaming. It's all there. And then even like, it's funny because my girlfriend and I were just playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. We paid like $40 to buy it off the PlayStation the other night. Wow. And yeah, dude, yeah. Oh, don't get me started. But, you know, a classic game, right? And at that point, you know, you reach a certain level and you can decide to walk away with the money, or you decide to keep playing. So it sounds like Don't Die has kind of all of these elements blended in, which are all of the ingredients of a great, fantastic game that, you know, people love and keep sharing and whatnot. And on the note of, you know, going to market with traditional gamers and Web 2 marketing, I heard Jinxie is looking for a new game, man. He might be done with Clash Royale. So, you know, like get the boy in here. You know, it could happen.
Could be it. Could be Don't Die.
That's really cool, man. The tournament is on the 23rd, $5,000 prize pool. How long is it going to last for?
It's a 2-week tournament.
2-week tournament. Oh, I wanted to go back. Sorry. I wanted to go back and understand. So how does the risk to earn, how does the money aspect factor in? How do the NFTs and crypto side factor in? I think you've touched on it, but I don't know if it was abundantly clear. So how does that work? Like, is it risk to earn, deposit money right now, go on a run, or what are we looking at?
Yeah, so the way that I would describe this is it's kind of like a new arcade. And it's interesting, when I came out with the white paper for Don't Die, it was the first of its kind. And ironically, most of the games that I mentioned previously, like Maze of Gains, as well as Cave Game, as well as what Fishing Frenzy is doing now in Cambria, they're all following the same model now, which is, you kind of pay and you get stable coins back. So I firmly believe that this model is the right model. It works. We have proof that it is working. So I'm thrilled that other people are doing it too. Just it's another strong proof point. The way that the crypto is involved in the game, it's free to play. You can play whenever you want. But if you want to play in the tournament, you purchase an entry into the tournament. The lowest price is $1. You can do a $10 run or a $100 run. And essentially what that just does is it multiplies your outcome. So you can earn loot multiples during the game. The more risk that you take, the more loot multiples you'll end up getting. And say, for example, you get a 7x loot multiple. If you have a $10 run with a 7x loot multiple, your payout would be $70 in USDC. So as long as you win. The winning piece is that structure that I talked about before with the ranked and then the hopefuls.
Yep.
So that's the crypto component. We don't have a token. We might do a token in the future. This is a possibility, but our main focus is making sure that the game is fun and sustainable and easy to play and easy to understand. The cool thing about our NFTs is they can't crash. They can't crash in value. The reason is, as long as your NFT is alive and at a checkpoint, it has some type of expected value in it. And that is backed by the value in the prize pool. So we think that's something that's really, really cool. It's kind of groundbreaking because most NFTs don't have anything that's really backing it, or it's like the future revenue of the game is backing it. It's like, no, the revenue, we don't even focus on the revenue. We're focusing on what's in the prize pool. You can see it. It's on chain. It's right there. It's counting up. And the bigger the prize pool gets, the more players will end up winning, which is really, really cool. We love that. So yeah, as long as you don't die, your NFT is not going to go to zero until the end of the season. These are seasonal NFTs. So if you don't win in that season, well then, yeah, your NFT is not going to be worth anything after that because it's no longer able to win any prize. So the value, the expected value, goes to zero in that case. But yeah, we think it's a pretty groundbreaking system because we're taking away the possible trapdoor that's underneath a lot of these NFTs values.
Yeah.
It does limit us on the speculative upside of it. However, because these are NFTs, you can sell your NFT on secondary to somebody else, a more skilled player, who can then buy that NFT from you, maybe lower than the expected value, and then take it to the next checkpoint, increase its expected value because you're getting a higher loot multiple, and maybe then they flip it again, or maybe they just wait till the end of the season and have the payout.
Yeah, that's a really interesting mechanic and dynamic in there, and I like how you're like super upfront and transparent about like, here's how the system works, right? This is the purpose of the NFTs, and you know what you're getting into. That makes a lot of sense. Sorry, I just want to go back though and make sure that I understand. Is it the case that so when you enter the tournament, you pay your entry fee? The character that you get is an NFT that you then own and then play with, and that you're, working your way through the tournament for the duration of the tournament, as long as you don't die. And that's when it can be sold. Is that the case, or did I miss something?
That is correct. And the game is only about 30 minutes long. So one entry equals one NFT equals one run. So if you make it all the way to the end, then that's as far as you can go. You're at the final checkpoint. You're in the running for the biggest prize. So
but then you can keep playing. You can go again, right?
You can purchase more runs. You can unlimited number of runs that you can purchase. It's crazy because everybody's so worried about like the supply of NFTs. You can't go more than a certain amount of supply. Yeah, we've got an unlimited supply, and they all have financial backing. It's pretty stunning.
That is okay, and that money goes into the prize pool, and that's where all that comes from. Again, just similar to like I'm a poker player, so I understand this very well. Like that makes sense for me. Like
poker is the closest link, honestly, to any game.
Yeah, and it makes the most sense, right? Because it's a player run like economy where it all works. So is that the case? Because you also talked earlier about the studio needs to make money. And so just like poker, you take your fee, the rake that you're charging for the service and running the tournaments. Is that the idea?
Yeah, so we got two main sources of revenue. 80 cents of every single NFT sold, 80% of every NFT sold goes directly into the prize pool. So we're not touching that. That goes directly in. So we're giving 80% of the value right back to the players immediately. We believe that's really important, that's going to help drive a lot of our user acquisition. We take 20% of that and we're using it for future development. Frankly, most of that 20% is going to go into marketing the game as well as, future prize pool initial starts. So, we're kind of giving away back 100%, at least in the growth phase. And then the other revenue stream that we have is in our in-game shop. So we're going to have a premium currency. We'll also have some consumables that you can get. And in the tournament mode, you can bring in up to 3 stickers with you. You can earn stickers on the rewards pass, on the battle pass. You can also earn stickers in community engagement types of things, stuff like that. But if you run low on stickers and you want more stickers to bring in with you, you can purchase stickers in gacha packs or outright directly for the premium currency. You can also earn the premium currency in the free-to-play mode. That'll all go live on the 16th when all the monetization turns on.
Amazing.
So, the profit margins for that would be 100% for us, but that's like another major revenue source that we're going to be using to continue development on the game.
Dude, so sick, man. Congratulations. Thank you
Thanks.
for the time. Is there anything that we didn't talk about, that we didn't cover? Is there anything that, you want to leave the people off with?
Yeah, 2 things. Number one, we really are an indie game. We are basically self-funded, small AVAX grant. I mean, 100K is a ton. So thank you, AVAX, for letting this game live. But at the end of the day, we're not, we don't have millions of dollars. So we really do need your guys' support to help make this game continue. So if you like this type of game, try it out, spread the word, stream it, because streaming is incredible. Stream it on Blaze because Blaze is incredible too. It gives the money back to the streamers. It's awesome. So continue spreading the word about it. And to give you an additional incentive, if you needed one, we have a referral program that is already live. You can generate your own referral code link. It's on the homepage of the game. And then when other people jump in and then pay for NFTs, you get 10% of whatever they spend towards your own NFTs. So you can play the game for free. You just need to refer people who end up contributing to the ecosystem. In addition, we have a $5,000 referral leaderboard that's going to be launching on the 23rd with the tournament. We are tracking all of that already. We just don't have the UI for it, which is kind of funny because typically it's like, oh, well, make sure you have the UI for that. We wanted to make sure that the game was in the hands of the players. That's how fast we're working. We didn't even have time to make the UI for it. I literally just got a Telegram while we were talking. So I'm seeing the UI right now, and it's going to go live in like a couple days. That's the speed at which we are working and putting out great content. So yeah, in the back end, the referral system is live. You can go invite your friends. But yeah, we are really hoping to continue this game. So if you'd like it, share it. Yeah, and let's don't die together.
I love that, man. Let me think of one more question to ask you real quick. But before I do that, Llama, you are super into games and analyzing them. You're in the streams all the time. So if you have any questions for Nick while we have him here, drop a question. Happy to ask him that. Nick, let me ask you, how has it been building with Avalanche, man? Of course, they gave you the grant. The game is going to be on Avalanche. Avalanche has done so much for crypto gaming over the past few years. What kind of went into that decision? And yeah, just maybe a little bit of the experience building with Avalanche.
Avalanche is great, for the record. They are one of the trendsetters of the industry. They've always been at the forefront of the technology. Like when Supernets and Subnets came out, Subnets was the first, and then Polygon copied with Supernets. And where are they now? Avalanche is just dominant on the technology components, and there's a reason that so many institutions are trusting Avalanche with all their RWAs. Avalanche is going to be a main chain for the DeFi and financial infrastructure layer of the world. And for that reason, we thought it was a really important stalwart of technology that wasn't going to change. The transaction speed is amazing. The low cost is amazing. They have incredible security. It's super easy to build on their chain as well, to plug in, to make your own chain. So there was a lot of factors that played into it. Avalanche is just super, super nice to work with. And frankly, their gaming team is a lot of fun. I love the gaming team. I've known them for a long time. I've known Parker right when I was starting to get into crypto. We were both living in Austin together. We were basically like the only 2 crypto people that we knew. So we hung out a lot. Nice. I've been on Avery's podcast a couple times. He gave me an AVEX phone. It was sick. So, I've known the AVEX team for a long time. Really enjoy working with them. That's not to say there's not other amazing chains. Most of the chains are really, really great too. Their tech is incredible. But yeah, Avalanche is just top notch.
That Avalanche phone is goated and they're goated with the merch. And yeah, I remember you used it in one of the videos, kind of talking about the game. That's fun. Okay, Llama wants to know, how do you see non-Web3 gamer sentiment, normie gamers, and whether they can ever be convinced to be onboarded, or is it more likely that, we'll just target Web3 audiences, for the foreseeable future? So how do you look at, crypto gamers versus non-crypto gamers?
Yeah, it's a really apt question. It seems like crypto is often a poison pill when you're talking to Web2 gamers. What Web2 gamers really dislike about crypto is the feeling that it's all very speculative and gambly and scammy. And that was really driven by a lot of the early experiences that they had in crypto. Frankly, warranted. I don't blame them for having that opinion. But at the same time, we're seeing a lot of adoption in the East, especially. Japan is extremely open to crypto. Korea is extremely open to crypto. Latin America is extremely open to crypto. So I think it's one of those situations where once there are really fun games that are consistently good and not disappearing or scamming or rug pulling or having tokens go to zero out of nowhere or NFTs go to zero out of nowhere, I think it starts to rebuild that trust. And frankly, as a free-to-play game with no requirement to pay, we think that's a pretty good avenue. In addition, once we go more towards the Web 2 route, we're going to strip out a lot of the crypto language. We've made it seamless to be able to integrate. You don't have to connect a wallet at all. You just log in with socials, and then you're in the game. And a wallet is created for you in the background, as it always should have been. We're going to allow for payments with credit cards. We're working with Ethics, that's 3 Thix, to handle our payment processing. So yeah, we're going to have all of that. We fully expect to go into the App Store at some point in time to assist with additional distribution. We're actually on Telegram already. So that's pretty cool too. The funny part is I don't actually have the link for that, but apparently we are live on Telegram. So we're going to continue working on the distribution component for this game. I think it's important to be able to expand into Web 2 because frankly, that's where all of the gamers are. Yeah, and so that's where the future's headed. I think Web 2 will adopt crypto at some point as soon as they realize that, it doesn't have this massive speculative component that can disappear in a moment. And we're trying to create that trust with stablecoins and with NFTs that have real backing.
Incredible, man. Nick, thank you so much for your time, man. You've been super gracious, super well-spoken. It's always a pleasure whenever we get to chat. We'll get the transcript from this. We want to support you as much as possible. So I got to reach out to the Blaze guys because I'd love to stream on Blaze. Streaming Don't Die, jumping into the tournament on the 23rd. We wish you the best on the 16th as some of those features go live. I know you're busy because you're getting UI updates while we're on the call, so I know you got a bunch of work to do, man. But we'll definitely clip this up and get some cool clips from this. Write a thread on Gaming Daily. Whatever we can do to support you, we want to as much as we possibly can. Thank you for being, one of the great builders that we can point to and be like, look, these people are amazing and we're making some great games in this space and bringing some positivity and some life back to crypto gaming. It means a lot, man.
Thank you, Icy. Thank you, Gaming Daily fans. Yeah. Appreciate it.
Nick, we'll catch you in the next one. We're going to hop off with you and then we're just going to close out the stream. So best of luck. Let's go, dude. Let's go. Mogging on him. Much love, Nick. We'll talk to you later. And that is gonna do it, ladies and gentlemen. Llama, thank you for hanging out so much. Let's see, are we here? We are there. We're gonna go back. Oh man, we didn't have the sponsor banner going during the interview. Damn, dude, failed. L Icy, but W Nick. That was incredible. Clap it up for Nick Metzler, man. Guys, you definitely want to follow Nick. This is his Metzler Games, absolute legend in the space, as you can see, and as you can tell. his passion for game design, his passion for crypto, his resume in crypto is absolutely goated. And if that didn't convince you to play Don't Die, I don't know what will. You can play free to play all you want, but the dollar, I mean, you can play as cheap as $1. I'm going to be playing the $10 matches. Sound, you know, a little tempt. Like, we'll start off at $1, and then, you know, we'll learn the ranks a little bit, and then, you know, graduate to that $10 level. And who knows, might even have $100 run in me. I don't know, dude. It's a bear market, man. What is Bitcoin right now? But that sounds super fun. Really appreciated the way that he is thinking about the space. Looking, I mean, dude, we got to get more of these risk to earn games on. Because yeah, him saying that really, I think he's right, man. We got to talk to more of these people. But Top saying, I don't need politics in my games. I need cash from my games. If you're good enough and if luck is on your favor and you don't die, sounds like you can make some good cash in Don't Die. Super excited to see how that plays out for them. With that said, guys, that is going to conclude today's Gaming Daily episode, brought to you by Yield Guild Games, the best guild in the world. YGG Play, the best game publisher this side of the blockchain, with games like Lowland, GigaChad, and Waifu Sweeper. Their newest, Waifu Sweeper, they got a new board collaboration with Waifu Sweeper in Lowland that looks super sick. But I'm dying to get into Waifu Sweeper. I know Dub and Doug Hype have been playing a bunch. You got to stay up to date with what YGG is doing, because they're one of the best builders that we have in the space and pushing the space forward. Them, OpenSea, AVAX, you know, some of the games that have been building, Immutable, you know, B3, and all of the sponsors that make this show possible, right? You know, SoulForge Fusion, Sequence, AI Rev. They support Gaming Daily, so we got to support them. My name is Icy Gaming. This has been Gaming Daily Live. We will maybe not be back tomorrow. I think I got to cancel tomorrow's stream. We got some Valentine's Day plans. There's a chance where we are coming back and we'll have the stream. So 50-50. But either way, we will be back tomorrow or Monday with another episode. I appreciate Boot Tops, Llama, Ice and Dark, Sunshine, Kay, everybody that tuned in, William, Marcello, and of course Nick Metzler from Don't Die. It means a lot that you guys tune in. Mount Doji, can never forget the Mount Doge. Guys, have a great one. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.
These are facts.
And what do you plan to do if this whole dream of yours doesn't work
That
out?
doesn't even enter my consciousness.
My life is an opera. Look at the Oscars. Look at the groupies. The movies. Look at